चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। कदामयं राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। ताप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। Hare Krishna. So we saw in the last two verses that there are a huge number, a great number of sages who have assembled, and for the purpose of offering a sacrifice. And what is the purpose of offering this sacrifice? Why the sages have assembled in such huge numbers? Where they have assembled? Nimishena animesha kshetra. In the Naimisharanya forest, where the Supreme Lord manifest. Okay. So what is the purpose? A little recap to what we discussed, and then we go further. What are the two purposes for which these sages assembled? I want Prabhuji also to answer. Yes, Manoram Prabhu, what are the two purposes of the sages assembled?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. One is to give benefits to all the human race, and the foremost one is to please the Supreme Lord Krishna. So these two.
For the welfare of the people in large who will be affected by the influence of Kali Yuga, and for the purpose of satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. And what is so commendable about all these sages who have assembled there? What is the very outstanding feature of all these sages? Pradeep Prabhu? What is very commendable?
Glorifying the Supreme Lord.
No, not directly. Devashish? बड़ा होगा तभी पता पाओगे. If you have not studied the purport at least 2-3 times, you will not be able to give the right answer. And तीर या तुक्का लगेगा नहीं, वो हमेशा फेल होगा. प्रणव, you have already studied this section of Bhagavatam.
All are pure devotee of Supreme Lord.
No, nonsense. Where is it mentioned they are all pure devotees of Supreme Lord? Again, you are speculating without any basis of Shastra. Show me the evidence. Did you read the purport yesterday? I am asking you, Pranav.
Yes, Prabhuji. I did not
Did
hear.
you read the purport? Did you revise the purport?
Once I read, Prabhuji.
No, then you should be knowing. What is so glorious? Yes, Ravindra Madhusudan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
The
Krishna.
British are engaged in the sacrifice to satisfy the Supreme Lord.
That is already answered. Don't repeat. What is so glorious about these sages who had assembled?
They are hearing the Bhagavatam for 1000 years without blinking their eyes.
Before that, you have jumped into next step. What is so commendable? What they did? That they got to hear the Bhagavatam for 1000 years. Yes, Ramya, बताइए. ये लोग तो डल है, इनकी समझ में नहीं आएगा.
Prabhuji, they perform sacrifice to please the Lord and his devotees.
No, still not the right answer. Yes, Sonika?
They were always anxious to do good for society.
So that is already answered. That is already, Manoram Prabhu has also already said that. It is there in the last word that we discussed yesterday. Enter into the spirit of Bhagavatam. Ganesh?
Prabhuji, they
So
are
many guesses. So now at least.
they are submissively hearing with
Still, there is something very important they did. Yes, Manoram Prabhu. This is the last chance.
Prabhuji, when the son of Rishi he arrived, so they offered him the Vyasasana with
Yeah.
submission.
Who arrived?
Sūta Goswami.
Yeah. When they were busy in offering the sacrifice, as soon as on the scene, Sūta Goswami arrived, they dropped all their plans. And immediately they offered the seat, the highest seat of respect, Vyasasana, to Srila Sūta Goswami. And they all aligned to hear from him. This is the most commendable thing. This is very important. This principle is very important. And I just had a direct, experience of it. We are in Varsana Dham. We came here at around 4. What will people do? As soon as they will come to Varsana Dham, they will run to Ladli Lal temple to go and have darshan. But our brahmachari group, of course, I am just aligning with what they are doing. So we had a session of hearing for more than 2.5 hours. None of us went to take darshan. Even in the morning when we came, we had one Maharaj from Vrindavan temple. His Holiness Vrindavan Chandra Maharaj. So we spent 2 hours hearing. Coming to Dham means to hear from a realized soul. Nobody rushed to climb up the hill. Everybody is satisfied. And I just came, I just came 15 minutes back to be in time for. Yes. So this is most important thing. So whatever perception, conception, ideas or plans they had, they immediately dropped everything. Just because as soon as they saw there is someone qualified who has appeared, so they immediately aligned with him. And how many? 88,000 people without any argument or any discussion. This is very commendable. Very, very commendable. And why it happened so? Now that is the next verses will speak. So these sages will speak. The sages will speak now. So we will take the 6th verse. We completed the 4th and the 5th verse. The 5th verse said, they offering the seat of esteem to Srila Sūta Goswami, the great sage, and made inquiries with respect about the following matters. So now they will put forth the inquiries. Yesterday we discussed what is the principle? Paripatena. So first what they did is paripat. Unquestioned, in an unassuming way, they offered the seat, the respect to Srila Sūta Goswami on the Vyasasana. And today I'll take the next verse, the 6th verse. So we will see what the sages will speak about. You can see the screen. Text number 6. So all the sages, after offering proper respects and offering Vyasasana seat to Srila Sūta Goswami, they now inquire. ṛṣaya ūcuḥ tvayā khalu purāṇāni setihāsāni cānagha ākhyātāny api adhītāni dharma-śāstrāṇi yāni. So ṛṣaya ūcuḥ. Not all the 88,000 sages echoed together. They had selected one person as their leader. It will come forward. Who is their leader? Who speaks on behalf of all the assembled sages?
Ṛṣaya.
Saunak Rishi. Yes, Saunakādi Rishi. So ṛṣaya ūcuḥ, the great sages said, respected Sūta Goswami. See how the etiquette is. Respected Sūta Goswami, you are completely free from all vice. Tvayā khalu purāṇāni. That you are well versed, you are well equipped in all the Vedas with their supplements, setihāsāni, along with all the histories. What are the histories? Histories are like Mahabharata and Ramayana. And the Vedas are the 4 Vedas. So he is very expert in all the Vedic literatures. And not only that, what is the extraordinary quality of Srila Sūta Goswami? Cānagha. Anagha. Krishna tells Arjuna also that he is anagha. What does anagha mean? One who is free from all sins. But here Prabhupada says one who is freed from all vices. Ākhyātāny api adhītāni. So he has well understood what? the deliberations and the conclusions of all the scriptures. And he has the capacity to explain them, ākhyātāny. And he is well-versed adhītāni. And he is able to give the right directions, dharma-śāstrāṇi yāni. The sages said, respected Sūta Goswami, you are completely free from all vice. You are well-versed in all the scriptures famous for religious life, and in the Purāṇas and in the histories as well. That means he is very learned, he is profound, he is well-versed in all the Vedic literatures. For you have gone through them under proper guidance. This is another qualification of how well is one versed, because he is under proper guidance, and have also explained them. So Prabhupada speaks about the qualities of one who can speak Bhagavatam, or for that matter, any Shastra. A Goswami or a bona fide representative of Srila Vyasadeva must be free from all kind of vices. Vices, you understand? Virtue and vice. Virtue is good and vice is bad. So one who has all the good qualities, all the divine qualities, he is virtuous. And vice means who has demonic qualities, who performs sinful activity. So unless and until one is on the platform of being virtuous, he cannot speak the Shastra. What to say that he cannot speak? He cannot even study. Impossible. By the influence of the lower modes, Rajas and Tamas, it is not possible to study Shastra. He will not be able to study. He may try whatever. Unless and until he substantially comes to the mode of goodness by his conduct and by his practice, it is impossible. So the four major vices are illicit connection with women, animal slaughter, intoxication, speculative gambling of all sorts. So these are the four prominent vices. A Goswami must be free from all these vices before he can dare sit on the Vyasasana. Prabhupada is warning. One has to be a Goswami. That is the standard. If not the Goswami, at least he should come into the footsteps. He should be progressing on the path of becoming a Goswami. He should be endeavoring. And he should be free from all these major four vices which Prabhupada is mentioning. What are these? Illicit connection, animal slaughter. So all that is why Prabhupada gave the four regulative principles. Four regulative principle means to be free from sinful life. Unless and until one is free from sin, one cannot practice or even comprehend what is dharma. It is not possible. So Prabhupada is saying that a Goswami must be free from all these vices before he can dare sit on the Vyasasana. No one should be allowed to sit on the Vyasasana who is not spotless in character and who is not freed from the above mentioned vices. What did Mahaprabhu teach us? What is the principle? Apani achari Prabhu jive re sikhaye. Before one sits on the Vyasasana to give the message and the direction and the instructions to others, it is imperative that he himself must have applied it and realized it. Otherwise, he is not fit to sit. The Prabhupada is saying here, he dare not sit on the Vyasasana. No one should be allowed to sit on the Vyasasana who is not spotless in character and who is not freed from the above mentioned vices. He should not only be freed from all such vices, must also be well versed in all revealed scriptures or the Vedas. The Purāṇas are also parts of the Vedas. And histories like the Mahabharata or Ramayana are also parts of the Vedas. The Acharya or Goswami must be well acquainted with all these literatures. To hear and explain them is more important than reading them. So Prabhupada gives another principle. To hear and explain them. To hear and explain them is more important than reading them. So what is hearing? What is hearing? Simple. Shravanam. And what is explaining?
Kirtanam.
Kirtanam. Shravanam and Kirtanam is more important. That is why, if you remember, in the 4.34, what did Srila Prabhupada write? Prabhupada write a very revolutionary statement. What did he express? One cannot make any advancement. One cannot make any advancement by independent study of Vedic literatures. Most important is to hear. And what is the quality of Srila Sūta Goswami? That he has heard from Srila Sukadeva Goswami, and he has assimilated it so that he can explain. So this is very important. This is the quality. To hear and explain them is more important than reading them. One can assimilate the knowledge of the revealed scriptures only by hearing and explaining. This is another very, very important statement. That the scriptures can be revealed. See, one can assimilate the knowledge of the revealed scriptures only by hearing and explaining. So realization will come based on Shravanam and Kirtanam. Hearing is called Shravana. Here it comes. And explaining is called Kirtana. The two processes of Shravana and Kirtana are of primary importance to progressive spiritual life. Only one who has properly grasped the transcendental knowledge from the right source, by submissing hearing, can properly explain the subject. So the greatest qualification of Srila Sūta Goswami was that he had very submissively heard and assimilated from his spiritual master, that is Srila Sukadeva Goswami. I have discussed with you this past time. One Srila Prabhupada asked his disciples and followers that what is the foremost qualification of a spiritual master? Have I not discussed with you? What is the one qualification of one who is a bona fide spiritual master? What is that one qualification? Only two people know. What about others? Yes, Ganesh?
Prabhuji, he should be a sincere disciple to his guru.
Yeah, he must be a sincere disciple. And what it means to be a sincere disciple, it is mentioned in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. We have discussed this verse many, many times. Tasmāt gurum prapadyate jigyāsu śreyo. What is the next line? There, Shri Prabhu. Shabde pare cha nishnatam. Shabde pare cha nishnatam. Brahmani upshama priya. One who has heard and assimilated the Vedas. This is the primary goal. So Bhagavatam is Shravanam. Bhagavatam gives the Utsava, Nitya Utsava of Shravanam. And how one has to hear very submissively and very attentively. In the morning we were hearing, and in the question answer session, so Maharaj was explaining that if you really want to progress in spiritual life, he gave the principle of keeping the bare necessities. Just accepting material resources only to the bare minimum required. And somehow I inquired from Maharaj that what is the standard of bare minimum? So kindly explain. And Maharaj shared some very wonderful verses. You want to hear them? From Bhagavatam. That is the gift of this tour for me. That what is the standard of one who really wants to make progression in spiritual life. Manoram Prabhu, you open 2nd canto, 2nd chapter, verse number 4 and 5. Yeah. It says, Satyam Shito Kam Kashipo Prayasaye Bahu Swasiddhi Hi Upabaharina Kim Satya Anjalo Kim Purudhana Patraya Dikvalkaladu Sati Kim Dukkalehe. Come down to the translation. So Shukdev Goswami is saying, when there are ample earthly flats to lie on, what is the necessity of cots and beds? When one can use one's own arms, what is the necessity of a pillow? When one can use the palms of his hands, what is the necessity of variety of utensils? When there is ample covering or the skins of the trees, what is the necessity of clothing? This is the standard. Prabhupada says the necessities of life for the protection and comfort of the body must not be unnecessarily increased. Human energy is spoiled in vain search for such illusionary happiness. If one is able to lie down on the floor, then why should one endeavor to get good bedstead or soft cushions or lie on? This is what everyone is busy in. Why is this human race busy? In just trying to enhance eating, sleeping, mating and defending. Nothing else. If one can rest without pillow and make use of the soft arms endowed by nature, there is no necessity of searching after a pillow. If we make a study of the general life of the animals, we can see that they have no intelligence for building big houses, furniture, and other household paraphernalia. And yet they maintain a healthy life by lying down on the open land. They do not know how to cook or prepare foodstuffs, yet they live healthy life more easily than the human beings. This does not mean that the human civilization should revert to animal life or the human life being live naked in the jungles without any culture, education, and sense of morality. An intelligent human cannot live the life of an animal. Rather, man should try to utilize his intelligence in arts and science, poetry, and philosophy. In such a way, he can further the progressive march of human civilization. But here the idea given by Srila Shukdev Goswami is that to reserve energy of human life, which is far superior than that of animal, should simply be utilized for self-realization. Advancement of human civilization must be towards the goal of establishing our lost relationship with God, which is not possible in any other form of life other than the human. One must realize and nullify the material phenomena, considering it as a passing phantasmagoria, and must endeavor to make solution to the miseries of life. Self-complacency with a polished type of animal civilization geared to sense gratification is delusion, and as such a civilization is not worthy by the name. So in this way, the standard is set. See the next verse also. Very interesting. Very interesting. Go to the next verse. Yeah. Come to the translation. Are there no torn clothes lying on the common road? Do the trees which exist for maintaining others no longer give alms in charity? Do the rivers being dried up no longer supply water to the thirsty? Are the caves of the mountains now closed? Or above all, does the Almighty Lord not protect the fully surrendered souls? Why then do the learned sages go to flatter those who are intoxicated by hard-earned wealth? So this is the principle. Okay, why I said so? Because this principle is being fully followed by all these sages. You can close the screen share. So that is the standard. That is the standard which is being set by all these sages. And they assembled. They're not interested in all these material resources or material necessities. And they begin their inquiry with Srila Sūta Goswami. And Sūta Goswami's qualities, his divine qualification is being mentioned here. So what is the question? Yāni veda-vidāṁ śreṣṭho bhagavān bādarāyaṇaḥ anye munayaḥ sūta parāvara-vido viduḥ yāni veda-vidāṁ śreṣṭho. As the last verse was saying, that he is very well versed in all the Vedas, in all the itihasas, in all the purāṇas, being the eldest Vedantist. Veda-vidāṁ śreṣṭho. Who is veda-vidāṁ śreṣṭho? Is Srila Vyasadeva. Being the eldest learned Vedantist of Sūta Goswami, you are acquainted with the knowledge of Vyasadeva, who is the incarnation of Godhead. And you also know other sages who are well versed in all kinds of physical and metaphysical knowledge. So they are glorifying the level of realizations and experiences, both. Yes, realizations and experiences which Srila Sūta Goswami is having in his heart. Why? Because he has acquainted or he has realized the knowledge which is coming down from Vyasadeva. And who is Vyasadeva? Who is the most learned Vedantist. And not only from Vyasadeva, he has the assimilation and understanding from all other sages also, all the great sages. So he is well versed in all kind of physical and metaphysical knowledge. Prabhupada will explain that in the purport. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the natural commentation on the Brahma Sutra or the Bādarāyaṇi Vedanta Sutra. Bādarāyaṇ is the name for Vyasadeva. His name is Bādarāyaṇa. It is called natural because Vyasadeva is the author of both the Vedanta Sutra and the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So as we all know, after giving all the Vedas and all the Upanishads and the Itihasas and the Purāṇas, Vyasadeva, for the conclusion of all the Vedic scriptures, he gave the conclusion in the form of Vedanta Sutra. Veda Antaha. Veda means knowledge and Anta means the conclusion or the summation. So that was presented in the form of Vedanta Sutra. But even after presenting Vedanta Sutra, there was despondency in the heart of Vyasadeva. It will come. When we will come to the 5th chapter, that will come. So when he was despondent and he was meditating, then he had the inspiration and the appearance of his spiritual master, Sri Narad Muni. And Narad Muni inspired him to give Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So Prabhupada is mentioning that, see, Vyasadeva is the author of both the Vedanta Sutra and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, or the essence of all Vedic literature. So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the essence of the essence. The essence is the Vedanta Sutra, and the essence of Vedanta Sutra is Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the essence of all Vedic literatures. Besides Vyasadeva, there are other sages who are the authors of 6 different philosophical systems, namely the Gautama, Kannada, Kapila, Patanjali, Jaimini, and Ashtavarka. These are called the Shad Darshans. You know? Anyone knows what are the Shad Darshans? Need not know. If you are a student of Bhagavata, then you need not know. If you know, it is good, and if you do not know, there is no harm. So, but there are other philosophical processes which are mentioned by these 6 philosophers. These are called the Shad Darshan. Theism is explained completely in the Vedanta Sutra, whereas in the other systems of philosophical speculation, practically no mention is given to the ultimate cause of all causes. One can sit on the Vyasasana only after being conversant in all systems of philosophy, so that one can present fully the theistic views of Bhagavatam in defiance to all other systems. Srila Sūta Goswami was the proper teacher, and therefore the sages of Naimisharanya elevated him to the Vyasasana. So the sages were also very, very experienced. They were not immature, or they did not take a sentimental decision. They could see that Sūta Goswami was so much qualified. And on the basis of that, they took these decisions. So these are the transcendental qualities which are mentioned of Srila Sūta Goswami, and Prabhupada is mentioning that whoever speaks Bhagavatam must fall in the footsteps of Sūta Goswami and Srila Shukadeva Goswami. One can sit on the Vyasasana only after being conversant in all systems of philosophy, so that he can present fully the theistic views of the Bhagavatam in defiance of all other systems. Srila Sūta Goswami was the proper teacher, and therefore the sages of Naimisharanya elevated him to the Vyasasana. Srila Vyasadeva is designated herein as the personality of Godhead because he is the authorized, empowered incarnation. Further, Veti tvaṁ saumya tat sarvaṁ tattvatas tad-anugrahāt brūyuḥ snigdhasya śiṣyasya guravo guhyam apiyuta. So further his qualities are being glorified, or it is being appreciated. He says, Veti tvaṁ saumya tat sarvaṁ. And because you are submissive, your spiritual masters have endured Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam. So he is not having just the mercy of one spiritual master, Sūta Goswami. That is Shukadeva Goswami is having the mercy of the entire parampara. Because you are submissive, your spiritual masters have endowed you with all the favors bestowed upon a gentle disciple. What is the word gentle? Is saumya. Saumya, one who is pure and simple or gentle. Veti tvaṁ saumya tat sarvaṁ. And tattvatas tad-anugrahāt. What is anugrahāt? Is a special favor. Favor which is bestowed by a spiritual master to his disciple. And when that favor is bestowed, when the disciple is submissive. Because the disciple is saumya. Therefore, you can tell us all that you have scientifically learned from them. So the sages are very, very advanced and very intelligent. So they are requesting Srila Sūta Goswami that you have already received the mercy in the form of realizations and knowledge and understanding of the scriptures. So the favor that you have received, you please, you share with us, you enlighten us with this knowledge. Therefore, you can tell us all that you have scientifically learned from this. So the secret of success in spiritual life is in satisfying the spiritual master and thereby getting his sincere blessings. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has sung in his famous 8 stanzas on the spiritual masters as follows. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master. Only by his satisfaction can one please the personality of Godhead. And when he is dissatisfied, there is only havoc on the path of spiritual realization. It is essential, therefore, that a disciple must be very much obedient and submissive to the bona fide spiritual master. Srila Sūta Goswami fulfilled all these qualifications as a disciple, and therefore he was endowed with all favors by the learned and self-realized spiritual masters, such as Srila Vyasadeva and others. Who is the other? Who is the other here? Only Sonika is hearing with attention. What about others? Manini Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
All the sages, Prabhuji.
Nemi Sharanitra sages उनके स्टूडेंट हैं, उनके स्टूडेंट से उनको ब्लेसिंग्स मिली हैं क्या?
नहीं नहीं नहीं,
फिर आप क्या बोल रही हो?
गुरु से, गुरु परंपरा जो है।
मैं पूछ रहा हूँ कौन से गुरु?
व्यासदेव प्रभुजी।
व्यासदेव तो नाम मैंने ले ही दिया, एंड अदर्स लिखा है ना, आप क्या सुन रही हो? देखो, therefore he was endowed with all favors by the learned and self-realized spiritual masters such as Vyasadeva and others. Who is others? आप बोल रही हो sages, वो अपने disciples से उनको realization मिल रहा है।
प्रभु जी, गुरु परंपरा में जो लोग आ रहे हैं प्रभु जी।
कौन लोग?
नारद मुनि।
उनके गुरु कौन है? सूत गोस्वामी के गुरु कौन है?
व्यासदेव।
नहीं, गलत। तो क्या सुन रही हो आप? मैं यही देखना चाह रहा हूँ कि कितना अटेंशन से सुन रहे हैं आप लोग। देवदत्त, आप बताइए।
श्री कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
हाँ,
जो 6 गोस्वामी थे व्यासदेव के अलावा।
6 गोस्वामी थे? आप तो
नहीं,
पता नहीं
6 परंपरा थे, मतलब अलग अलग सिस्टम जो फिलोसॉफिकल सिस्टम्स।
नहीं, आप कनेक्शन नहीं हो रहा है, आप किसी और डायरेक्शन में है। प्रणव
जी, सुखदेव गोस्वामी।
यस, सुखदेव गोस्वामी। इतना पिछले वर्ष देखो ना क्या लिखा है। क्या सुन रहे हो आप लोग? लिखा नहीं आया कि उन्होंने कहां से सुना भागवतम, किससे सुना भागवतम, क्या सुन रहे हो? हमारा अभी भी जो अटेंशन है वो कहीं और ही है, ध्यान से नहीं सुन रहे। इतनी बात हो रही है सबमिसिव हियरिंग की। व्हाट इट मीन्स टू हियर सबमिसिवली। So the blessing is coming in parampara from whom? From his spiritual master Shukdev Goswami and his spiritual master Vyasadeva and his spiritual master Narad Muni. And this is the most biggest favor which has been endowed to him. And why it has been endowed? Because he is submissive. कई जन्म तो यही समझने में निकल जाएगा कि व्हाट इज सबमिसिव। ये स्वीकार ही नहीं करते। It does not enter neither in the head, what to speak of heart. Very important. Here with attention. Right. लिखना बहुत जरूरी है। क्यों? क्योंकि अगर आप एक हाथी है उसके ऊपर फूल फेंकोगे तो क्या होगा? एक हाथी जा रहा है, हाँ, उसके ऊपर आप एक गुलाब का फूल लो और फेंको, क्या होगा? व्हाट विल बी द इफेक्ट? वो आपको देखेगा? रुकेगा? बोलो। आपसे
नहीं
पूछ रहा हूँ
प्रभु।
देवदत्त।
नहीं नहीं रुकेगा प्रभु जी।
उसको क्या मारना पड़ेगा कि वो रुके?
कोई पॉइंटेड से चीज।
भाला मारना पड़ेगा। भाला मारेंगे तो तब उसको पता चलेगा कि यहाँ कौन है भाई, क्या हुआ। हमारी इंटेलिजेंस में कुछ जाएगा नहीं ऐसे। इंटेलिजेंस है, लस्टी इंटेलिजेंस है, खाली इट इज ऑलवेज सीकिंग अर्थ एंड कामा, नथिंग एल्स। See, please try to understand. I am just echoing what Bhagavatam is speaking. So these are the transcendental qualities of Srila Sūta Goswami. The sages of Naimisharanya were confident that Srila Sūta Goswami was bona fide, and therefore they were anxious to hear from him. Okay. So I will stop here. Let us have some discussion. Today we discussed on why the sages accepted Srila Sūta Goswami as their spiritual master, and why they all decided to hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam from him because of his all divine and transcendental qualities. And the foremost quality is his submissiveness to his spiritual master. And not only he heard, he assimilated, he realized, and he is competent to explain. So they are all anxious to hear from him. Hare Krishna. बोलिए, कोई प्रश्न है या कोई डिस्कशन? Prabhupada has given many revolutionary statements in the purports that we read. It is for us to extract. First we have to extract, then we have to align, and then gradually accept and apply. Then we can take the benefit of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Like the example is given of Sūta Goswami. He heard it, he assimilated it, he applied it, and now he has the realizations to share with others. It will come. When we will come in the end of the third chapter, we are on the first chapter. When the sages will complete their inquiries, and before Sūta Goswami begins to explain, so he will give that principle. Yatha matim yatha shrutim. So according to mati, only one will do shruti. So first mati has to be aligned. Then shruti can happen. Otherwise, one cannot hear. Is it easy to hear? It is not easy to hear. But here, this is the foremost qualification. See, so how much importance is being given, because this path is of sthane sthitam shruti gatam. Shruti, hearing. Hare Krishna. बोलिए, अगर कुछ है तो ठीक है, नहीं तो बंद करते हैं. You will take next verses tomorrow. भागवतम ऐसे ही खत्म हो जाएगा, पढ़ लेंगे, 10-15 साल में क्लियर हो जाएगा. दूसरों को बोल सकते हैं, हाँ हमने भी पढ़ा भागवतम, पढ़ लिया, हमने पूरा पढ़ लिया, पूरे 18,000 श्लोक पढ़ लिए. पढ़ा क्या, सुन भी लिया, पढ़ भी लिया, सुन भी लिया, और उसमें हो सकता है 1800 श्लोक याद भी कर लिए. लेकिन वो अनुग्रहात कहाँ आ रहा है? वेयर इज दैट अनुग्रहात? हरे कृष्णा. आई डोंट. ओके, बोलिए मनोराम प्रभु.
Prabhuji, just to reconnect that Sut Goswami is the disciple of Sukadev Goswami, Prabhuji. So in text 7, part 7, Prabhuji, as it was told that he acquainted the knowledge of Vyasadev. That means he acquired it through parampara. Through...
See, Vyasadev gave the Bhagavatam to Sukadev Goswami, and in the assembly of Sukadev Goswami, when he was narrating to Parikshit Maharaj, at that time Sūta Goswami was also hearing. So the knowledge is coming from Vyasadev, but he received that knowledge from Sukadev Goswami. He did not took the book. Krishna did not give Arjuna, here is Bhagavad Gita as it is. Read it and apply it. Will it work? And other sages also. Now it is mentioned in this verse that we discussed. So as one matures, one realization expands. Then Prabhupada is talking about the 6 philosophies also, the Shad Darshan. Karma, Mimamsa, Nyaya, all of it. You know, there are Shad Darshans. Prabhupada is mentioning those philosophers. Gautama, Kannada, Jaimini. This is in the 6th or 7th. Yeah, Gautam, Kannada, Kapil, Patanjali. Patanjali is what is that called? I'm not remembering all the name, but it is the 6th darshan, very, very, very famous darshan. But normally we don't put our effort to know the 6th darshan because we have to accept the darshan of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has given the final verdict, which is Achinta Bheda Bhedatat. That is the conclusion of all the other darshans. So yes, the author of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is Vyasadev. That is why we recite this also. Narayanam namaskrityam naram cheva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udire. How this conquest is happening is through the Bhagavatam. And who is giving the Bhagavatam is Srila Vyasadev. That is why it is called Vyasāsana. Why? Because the person who is speaking Bhagavatam is representing Srila Vyasadev. That is why a spiritual master's celebration is also called Vyasa Puja. So like in our society, all the teaching is coming from whom? Who is the preeminent Siksha Guru? Is Srila Prabhupada. Okay? Hare Krishna. Please find some time. You read that verse 2.2.4 and 5. It should remind us how much we are deviating and how much more in that direction we are aggressively advancing. Why we don't have time to read and hear and write? Because we are busy in all these useless activities. So this will give us an impetus to check. If we are absorbed in all those activities, then material energy will sap all our time and energy. Then we have no time. Hare Krishna. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol.